I think it's really important to also talk about what exactly is X token, and is it real tangible currency, right? This graphic here is just a a digital example, but what do you actually own? So what is currency? Currency is a medium of exchange for goods and services, right? You use cash, you use things like that to transfer, right? It's money, usually in the form of paper and coins, but currency now is gone beyond that definition. So how do you possess currency right now? Here's a picture of a dollar coin. Cash, you physically hold it, or you have the dollar bills, or you have a stack of money, right? And when you have that cash, you can take it and physically transact with someone. Okay, you give me the stuff and I give you the money, and they give you some change if there's change required, right? Usually that is how you possess currency. But how do we also transact virtually in the real world right now? You write a check out on a piece of paper, you send it, and it is a form or method of payment, or you have wire transfers. You didn't actually send the money in an envelope, right? Then there's electronic funds like PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, different methods of sending money where you're not physically sending the actual cash, right? And then international funds. We're not putting money in an envelope and overnighting it to another country. So we're already used to transacting virtually. And so with cryptocurrency, it's taking similar concepts like this, right? So how does anybody keep track of all these transactions? Well, we keep them in a ledger. Companies keep a ledger. Personally, we keep a ledger. Accountants keep a ledger, right? The ledger usually records all transactions, and that ledger is maintained by a company if it's a centralized thing, or a physical bank or something like that. Okay, so how do you possess or own Axe token? Do we give you physical coins? Do we give you certificates? How do you possess or own Axe token, right? For cryptocurrency, the ledger is your proof of ownership, okay? And a transaction hash is your proof of ownership. TXN, that's an abbreviation, but a transaction hash or a TXN hash is your proof of ownership. So let me show you what that means. Okay, so right here is a BSC scan transaction hash. This is the transaction hash right here. This is the ID related to that transaction hash. And it says that tokens are transferred from these two wallets into these two wallets. And the one that we're concerned about is this one that's transferring 28.66 billion. And if we click that, open in a new tab, you will see that this is a wallet. Here's the token holder ending in ED1, and their wallet owns 28 billion tokens. Okay, this is the transaction hash. We click that, we would go back to this same thing, OX95. See OX95 here. Okay, this ledger entry is the proof of ownership for this wallet holder ending in ED1. So this transaction hash proves that wallet ending in ED1 owns 28.66. All right. So a transaction hash is your proof of ownership. So what exactly, Axe token exists as a ledger entry. All it is a ledger entry like we saw in the transaction hash. Or sometimes it's a sum of entries. So let me explain what that means. I'm going to go back over here. Here's another wallet that has multiple ledger entries, multiple transaction hashes. The first one brought in 66 billion token, and the second transaction brought in 55 billion token. to be a total sum, because they're both in, you see here in and in, of 122 billion AX tokens. So as you can see here, in, plus, their ownership is 2 ledger entries, 2 transaction hashes, one for 66 billion, one for 55 billion, for a total of 122 billion tokens for this wallet holder. So again, proof of ownership are multiple transaction hashes that add up or sum to 122 billion AX tokens. So that's how you own. AX token is literally a ledger entry or a sum of ledger entries, okay? Not a computer file. So why are we doing memory cards and why are we doing all these things? Because on the computer file, we're saving your 12 keys, and we're going to talk about that. But your AX tokens do not live on your computer. They do not live on a USB drive. The access to those things are there. How can I trust a ledger? Okay, well, our blockchain has 21 ledgers, 21 independent ledgers or servers and nodes not controlled by one company. They must be in sync. So all 21 need to have the same ledger and the same transaction. And if one ledger is incorrect, the transaction fails. Right? So that's how you know you can trust the ledger. So again, is AX token real or tangible currency? We're getting back to the primary question here. And the first question you have is, does AX token have value? How does it have value? Is someone willing to trade their cash or other something of value in exchange for your AX token? And I have 2 green thumbs up because we are currently exchanging at a rate. And as long as you're able to take your AX token and transact with someone for something of value, usually cash or another BNB token, then you have something that is real and tangible, and you're able to utilize AX token for the purpose of value. So answering your question, is AX token real or tangible? Yes. And it will continue to build places where you can either use AX token or grow AX token or spend AX token or invest it to have it continuously create value for you. All right. If you have any other questions, please let me know. But thanks for watching.